Hi.
I guess YouTube is on. Live stream is on.
What?
Let's start.
Hang on.
Yes, let's start.
The stream isn't going yet. Hold on.
Yeah, it's on.
Already, it's going.
We're live already, yeah?
Yes, you are correct. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to weekly update number 26. Unfortunately, I'm not at home, and I don't look my, how would you say, A1 best. So if you'll permit me this one off, I'm going to keep my camera off this one time, but I promise you'll see my ugly mug next week. So, so without further ado, as always, we're going to have a few updates, and then we'll have a round of question and answer sessions, and let's get started with some general announcements. So first off,
wait, Ron. Can we ask someone to please switch camera on, because otherwise it looks really odd. Yeah, just guys, whoever can, please. Yeah.
I tried, but I'm also not in the best place.
You're fine. You're fine. He looks fine.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
You look great, Pasha.
Support Ron. Let's whoever can turn on the camera, please turn on.
Yeah. So make me feel better.
Exactly, because he's always doing this for us.
Yes, please. All right, guys. Okay. All right. So for those of you who don't know, TON Labs received compensation for its support of the Magister Ludi game. The amount was $750,000, and as it turned out, and actually this is partially my fault for not checking, $100,000 was earmarked for paying the third-party KYV provider that verified all of the new validators. So really, what should have happened is we should have received $650,000, not $750,000. And that all came from the validator giver contract. So obviously what we'll be doing is sending that back to the giver as soon as possible. By the way, Alexei knew, he's the one who noticed it. So thanks for that. Sorry, it was an oversight, but it's going to be fixed. All right, number 2, token distribution.
I think the community would rather prefer that we actually rain it on all the members of this call or whole community instead of returning to the giver.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. Or you could just give it to me. I'll make sure it's handled properly. Okay. Right. Token distribution. Well, guys, so some of you already know, some of you don't. The current process of token payouts is to some degree, let's just say, quote unquote, unautomated. Okay. So it was really very important that we fix this. So a team was put together to automate the process. The prognosis was a couple days. If you remember last week, I told everybody we'll have everything done last week. Well, it turned out to be a lot more complicated than that. So look, I know everybody is waiting for their tokens, and I'm really sorry for the delay, but we're like, what, probably 95% done. Ivan, you're here. Ivan's part of the team.
I'm here, and I would say that everything is okay, and we are ready for distribution and ready to report why so long, etc., etc. There's a PDF, and Mitya can confirm that everything is okay, right?
I have no idea. What are you talking about?
No, Mitya.
Well, we talked about that
not
and
Mitya,
DGO.
It's not Mitya. Mitya
We
can't
talked
confirm
about-
anything.
No, it's not for DGO at all. I mean, DGO is different process and different smart contracts.
This is a global issue. That's my opinion.
That's
I guess
not an issue. It's the current state of smart contracts and the process. It's not an issue. It's the current state of the system. That's how it works now.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, it'll be automated. It'll be a lot easier. There won't be any more delays. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, no promises. Like Mitya likes to say, soon. But we do think that the process will be implemented hopefully by end of day today. which means we should be able to get the distributions done tomorrow.
Today,
Tomorrow,
why
yes.
not?
No. We're not going to be able
Let's
to
do
get it
it
done
today.
today.
I mean,
No.
if we,
No,
yeah, I'm
we'll-
ready, but I mean, what about other
Yeah, exactly.
members?
Right, exactly. So the system will be done today, Ivan, but I don't think we'll be able to actually send anything out today because we need to get everybody together. But at the very least, we'll try for tomorrow. Worst case scenario, Thursday. But I am saying this week, and you can all put me on a spit roast and light the flame. We need to get it done. We know we need to get it done. Thank you for being so patient. But yes, it's almost ready. And speaking of which, let me just go ahead and sort of list who's getting paid. So obviously all the winners of the landing page contest. Somebody's got their microphone on. We can hear you rustling around. Can everybody mute?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, thanks. All right. Right. So winners for the landing page contest, you're on the list. Essay winners as well. Initial member vesting. I know we have some people here with us. I know you've all been waiting. That's coming as well. TON Surf Testers Reward, that's going out. Analytics and Support Sub-Governance is getting their tokens. Crypto Angels, who helped with the Ludi game, by the way, thank you guys very much. You're getting paid. And the long-awaited DGO sub-governance, you're finally going to get your tokens. So that's the list for now. I think we're going to probably end up having payment distributions a lot more frequently since the activity has picked up a great deal. On the one hand, it's good. On the other hand, it's a major headache, of course, for a lot of us. But it's a good headache to have. So we're getting there. Speaking of new sub-governances, so there are a few proposals in the pipeline that just basically need a few more tweaks and then they'll be ready to go. Web and design is one of them. I know Michael's probably here with us and I'm sure he probably has a lot to say, but that's on the block. I think it just needs a little bit more review. PR, very important, that's there. Business development sub-governance. So that's finally taking off. Very important, coming soon. They'll handle a lot of the creation of the workflow for all new partnership proposals. The way the process is right now, it's a little bit convoluted. You go to the forum, you put something on there, and it's hard to determine what triggers something to get accepted or not. And I think what needs to happen is business development sub-governance needs to basically sort of take control of that process and filter it to the community with its evaluation. So basically that's what it's business development. That's what it is. That's what it's for. And it should have probably been formed a lot sooner, but nevertheless, there we go. And that'll be done very soon. And the Mexican community sub-governance presented a very, very thorough document. I think it was like 20 pages long. They were asked to shorten it a little bit. Now it's like a half a page long. So we're sort of going to meet in the middle and hopefully get that done this week. And that'll go for a vote. It's looking very good. I think that's it for sub-governances. Contests. There are a few contests ready for submission. So first, Crystal Wallet Design Improvement Contest. That's active. That needs submissions. Guys, gals, please go and put in your work. The Development Experience of Governance just launched 3 contests in a row. One is Hypercore Test Drive. The other is Hypercore Internals Contests. I couldn't possibly tell you what either one of those mean, but to some of you, I'm sure you know exactly what that means. And bindings for the TON OS client library. Okay. Now I know that's a big deal. I know Katya worked very hard on that, Ivan as well. So please go make your submissions for that. And of course, today's GOAT. Does anybody know what GOAT means? No?
Овечка?
It means Habib time. No. GOAT is an acronym for greatest of all time. And that's the contest that just got launched called DePools Contract Verification. So that's in global governance. and it's ready. It was uploaded last night. It passed. Very important. And I guess that would probably wrap it up for general announcements. And specifically on that note, we can sort of get techie, and Mitya will actually talk about that particular contest, DPool contract verification, and also DeBots, DPools, Ludi game distributions, and a lot of other cool.
By the way, I have an interesting question here regarding the formal verification contest.
Well, we're about to get to that. We're about to get to that.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right. Hang on, Ivan.
Thanks.
I know
can
you're
you
excited.
please, switch your camera on, because like it's really empty. Someone is just doing that for 3 minutes and that's it. I mean, come on, guys, don't switch off your cameras. It really looks boring on the YouTube.
Yeah,
And
everybody
sorry,
except for me,
next time,
for Mitya and
next
I.
time I will be there. Next time I will be there. I already have my setup, but anyway.
Yeah, and I will as well.
Wasn't time to prepare it.
Yeah. So take it away, Mitya. Go ahead.
Anyway, so first I want to start with this with the formal verification of DePool, and I want to clarify this because there was some discussion on the forum about the point that why we have a contest, like in this, just to summarize, why we have why the contest first question, why the second phase of the contest was formalized as to use COC as a prover, proof assistant, and not just generalized so any proof assistant could be used. So that's question number one. I answered it on the forum. And the question number two was like, why do we have a contest if we only have one participant, which is Provenda? On these two notes, just to summarize my view on that, and of course you can discuss that if you want, but my view on that is that it's a second phase of the contest. So we had a first phase of the contest in August, and the first phase of the contest was to provide the specifications, and this was we didn't require any prover or anything, any technology in particular to be used. So anyone could go and submit their specifications proposal for the DePool verification. Nobody did except for Provenda. So that's number one. Number two, when we created the second phase, it is a second phase. It's not another contest. It's a second phase of the same contest. We formulated it in a way of using COC. We could generalize it, but because we knew, and this is a purely practical thing, because we knew there was no other specification, and therefore we couldn't find any other team to participate in this contest, then at least from what we know, then we just did it as COC specific. It's a lot of work to do. Even in the formal verification, everything is a lot of work. I mean, you should understand that. Even the contest creation is a lot of work. So to make it a general contest would require just a separate effort, which we would do if there would be another specification at least submitted. We didn't have that, so it was specifically to COC. Now, of course, everyone can still participate, but we know that the formal verification is a very, very narrow field in art, in science. Like it's really just a very few teams in the world who do that, and so it's not just a general audit. It's another level, and just from the practical standpoint on this particular contest, because we didn't have any submissions, we went with this kind of specification. But formally, we cannot, and we should not run it as one contest, one participant contest. Like, this is wrong. And it doesn't matter if that's, we know that there is only one team to participate. We still have an open contest. Anyone can participate if they want to, right? And we should keep it like that. I already expressed my personal view on the tenders. I think the tenders are wrong to this community. They promote very bad dynamics, very bad things, and therefore kind of we should stick to the principle of open contest. We did a little bit narrowed it with the COC. Yes, I agree, but there is a practical reason for that. Now, going forward, there will be another formal verification contracts starting probably next week. And again, they will start from specifications, the same process. And again, there will be no limiting to any technology. So if you know anyone, or you are the one who wants to participate in formal verification using any other prover or proof assistant, like, I don't know, Lean or whatever, whatever framework you want to use, please submit the specifications the first phase and participate in them. We would be happy if there would be more than one team, of course, because we have a lot of contracts to verify, and Provenda has a limited capacity of the verification. It's really time and it's incredibly difficult process. It's a lot of people working on that, and a lot of genius people working on that, not simple people. So that's that's the state of this part. We need to do that, and literally Provenda is working day and night on supplying us with the proofs for all the most important contracts of the ecosystem. So yeah, that's hopefully that clarifies this. Any questions about this part, guys? Vanya, did I clear that for you, at least a little bit?
He stepped away for a couple
Okay.
minutes.
No problem.
Mhm.
Okay, so just to continue on that, on the rest of the things. So we have released, as you know, on Friday, the DeBots and alpha version of DeBots. I want to emphasize the alpha part because people, maybe just the high expectations that people put on what TON Labs is doing all the time and expecting from us bug-free software every time we release something. That's not the case. We actually want to follow release early, released often methodology, which is exactly about releasing something which is not fully tested, not 100% working, and get the feedback from the community, and fix it and make it the best product. That's a known methodology of doing things. That's how companies like Red Hat is doing things, and other like Linux for 30 years is doing that exactly. So yeah, we put an alpha there for a reason. Untested, not so not so good, not perfect, didn't really test it a lot and stuff like that. We wanted to get it to you as fast as possible, so we did it. And you did a great job, absolutely great job as usual, validators, on finding the bugs everywhere. just steered it a piece, and that's really great. I really love that. So a lot of bugs and issues were found, and they are fixed. And the new, like the improved version of DeBot and the engine, based on your feedback. And actually, it's also went down to SDK and some issues, but it's going to be released today. And so you can continue with the deployment of this validator wallets. There will be a second DeBot deployed. So Sergey will provide you all the, as usual, will do all his incredible work on providing you with the right information, getting the feedback from you, and doing all this stuff, which is absolutely great. So thank you, Sergey. So that's about Ludi. And of course, once it's done, once we're over that, and hopefully tomorrow, we're going to release a DePool smart contract into public. Why we didn't release it as promised by the end of last week is because we actually found a little issue, like Provenda has found a little issue. It's not a bug, but it's something that would just shorten the basically make it easier to verify certain functions, and that was cleaned up today. So yesterday, sorry. So after additional checks, that will go out tomorrow together. Hopefully tomorrow together with the because we were waiting also for approval from Provenda that the code is okay. Of course, the preventer will not be issuing any statement on that because it will be part of the contest second phase. And there are some formal reporting, that need to be done. It need to be formalized in the correct way before it goes out. And that's not done yet, but the contract is like the most of it is verified. It's the proofs are there, and scenarios are there. So yeah, most of the work and the second phase work is mostly done. That's why we are actually kind of getting to the stage where we are fine in releasing DePool to the public and to make and put stakes in the DePool. So when exactly it's gonna happen, I still cannot tell you, but this is the process. So the DeBot will be fixed today. You'll be able to, create your wallets and all of that, deploy DePools after tomorrow. So that's the plan, and then on a certain point we will start, releasing. There are still some things that need to be done in order to do that. Now, and additionally to that, we are going to launch a contest. There are many actually contests that I'm working on right now for related to the new Rust node. As you know, we have finished the development of the Rust node, as I said last week, and now we're already moving to the phase where we are kind of moving to the next stage of protocol modifications, debug, improvement. Let's put the word improvement. So we're going to this next phase now. We actually couldn't do that because all our improvements up until now had been just fixing the issues, and the real work on improving the network will start now as we have a functioning Rust node, which we can use for this. and that works has been started already. So I have a lot of kind of proposals that I'm working on, still deciding on what to do first, and hopefully next week we will start with some contests around this new platform. I think, did I forget anything, Ron?
Let's see. You covered DeBots, DePools, Ludi game, right?
Yeah.
And DePool formal verification.
Yeah.
That should do it.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, shoot. I'm here.
Yeah. Before we move to questions, though, real quick, let's just make one final announcement. Ivan, are you back with us? I guess not. He's in the process of moving. He warned me that he'll be back. So, all right, we'll let him make his announcement. He's got some kind of big deal that he wants to tell everybody in a minute. So, okay, let's move to questions. Let's start with everybody who's on the call here. Questions.
Maybe Ron, while people are thinking, I just wanted to make one kind of philosophical proposal. When people comment on the partnership proposals on the forum, there was a discussion in one of sub-governances today, and we found consensus that it's desirable not to just criticize, but to help to move that proposal, if it's possible, obviously, and if it's valuable to the community, to the win-win scenario. Help with, help to improve it with advice, rather than just saying, this is trash. So it's a short philosophical remark. Otherwise, I think the community would look very ignorant, and it would discourage people from applying. If we are supportive, inclusive, and guiding, again, if obviously it has value to the community, fundamentally, that's just a small kind of request, because we had a little bit of hasty comments on a few examples.
Yeah, yeah, we did. Good point. Absolutely. Yeah, the idea of the forum, frankly, is to, and in fact, this is what I was talking about earlier in trying to streamline the process. So the forum is obviously the community platform to nail things down to a point where it's workable. We need to distribute tokens. We need the partnerships. We need everything. But I think what the business development subgovernance is going to be doing is actually being essentially the threshold or the support group for a lot of these partnerships, because people come with the intent and mind you guys, I mean, if you think it's crowded now, it's going to come to a point where we're going to have 1,000 proposals a week. And if we don't have a system in place that can do proper evaluation by seasoned professionals that can provide the community with feedback, it's going to be very difficult to get some of these things going. So yes, constructive feedback, not just I hate it or I like it, do this, do that. And then once business development is up, we will filter it through the best minds in the front office business to give their evaluation and put that back on the forum. And that should actually fix a lot of these problems. So yeah, very good point. Thank you, Alex. Let's see, we have a question from Alex Novikov.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
By the way, there is a jury contest going on, I think, now for both Governance 2.0 and the developer experience groups, I think, right? So please,
DGO, yeah.
Please, if you are a developer or if you want to participate in creation of the next generation of our governance solution for the community, please join. If you have any merit, like if you are a developer, or if you are someone who is like in the research field maybe, or can provide any background on thinking about the governance problem in general. I don't know what this background should be actually. Like, you can be probably anyone with the right mindset. If you want to contribute, please submit yourself to the jury. We need people to vote on the contests we are going to run for both of these governances. Thank you.
Submit yourself. Like that.
Submit yourself to the contest. Yeah.
All right, we have a couple of raised hands. So Alex Novikov, go ahead.
I have a question for Mitya. Maybe I missed something, but are we going to do general audit of the DePool contract? I mean, are we going to have a contest like this?
We did already have that. We did have that during the summer when we had a Ludi game. That was a bug bounty, and we actually paid a lot of people for finding a lot of bugs in the first version of DePool. But after the formal verification, there is no need for audit. That's why the formal verification exists. Like, it's a mathematical proof that the contract execution is correct. You don't need to audit after that.
Okay, got it.
Oh, sorry, left my microphone off. So, and also, please, just a small request. Once, okay, yep, you put your hand down. Thank you. Yeah, put your hands up. Sometimes people forget to put their hands down, and then I see this big blue palm staring at me. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, Pavel, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think we should just briefly touch what's going on if some teams in sub-governance cannot find consensus, and what is our view on things going forward. So probably it's not a secret for some people on this call that we have a quite a serious miscommunication between people in ambassadors, some governance, and it ended up with the open conflict. And now it looks like that ambassadors, some governance will not be able to work in say in a way as it was initiated. So it's not a tragedy. It's normal for decentralized community, decentralized ecosystem, it could happen. What should be next steps in that situation? We asked people in that sub-governance to find a solution how they divide into teams, into different sub-governances. Hopefully, I mean, we can help and advise both teams how to do this. Hopefully, it will be resolved during this week. So what it means from practical point of view. So at the moment, all payouts for payout for ambassador sub-governance, the amount which was agreed should be suspended, and there will be a proposal for that. For
it'll go. Yeah, it's going to go today.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone up yet because there are some details to work out. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, anyway, before payment will happen, because otherwise there are no ground for not paying. At the same time, all contests which already were approved, I mean, it's obligation. It's a joint obligation of community in front of participants who did their submissions. So all obligations will be definitely met. So there's no way to reverse it. At the same time, after this suspension and payout of approved all the contests, there will be some, again, voluntary process for two teams, how to what activities they would like to support, and they're probably two different names for different sub-governance. Again, I don't know how it will be resolved, because my personal view that we should not involve too much in that such a process. It should be more or less internal process where two teams agree how they split the task. At the same time, we will try to, I mean, not when I say we, it's not like I or Ron. I mean, there are some other people who try to facilitate, because what is very important, despite the fact that there is some different view on the way forward. I mean, both teams, they are already invested a lot of time and effort, and they have vision, and they would like to promote Triton. So it means that there's no problem itself with them to participate in Triton. The only problem that they were not able to find a consensus in that particular configuration or in that particular sub-governance. So again, this could happen, this happened, and we will have now experience of resolving this situation, which is great, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is a very interesting learning process, to be sure. I mentioned at the beginning of the call why I didn't turn my camera on. And that's because I was up till 7 a.m. actually dealing with some of this. So yeah, it is a very good lesson. It'll teach us a lot. At the same time, I think it's a testament to the reality of decentralization, right? There is no perfect system. Everything around humankind is imperfect by nature. So this is
sorry, and where can we read about the process or what this subgovernance is doing? Because there are no posts on the main channel, and maybe there's some links with, like, achievement.
Yeah, I think you just write in there, just write and ask. But
Ron, I think you mean so Mikhail, I think first of all there are decisions, so they have their page on governance website, so you can read contests they approved, proposals they approved, and submissions which are there. So in that respect, it is 100% open. And since payments should be done only with proposal approval approved, and after contest submissions, then it is all
I should
transparent.
to the sub-governance on the governed interface to look on the contests and to see what's up there. Right?
Yes,
It's
but that's it.
okay.
And on the forum, there is lots of info.
I think this is a very good testament to the fact that I'm seeing a bit of a trend. This is me personally, right? In that everybody wants to form a sub-governance, and there are different motivations for that. I think it's important to define what a sub-governance really should be. And, a lot of the proposed sub-governances that I'm looking at right now are really glorified chat groups, right? Be careful. Be careful, okay. Or else you'll come find me.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. No, but I mean, it's a fact, right? I mean, it's a fact. A sub-governance, by definition, is a sub-governing community. Governing, meaning they do something, right? It's not about chat. Hey, somebody should do this. Hey, somebody should do that. No, not somebody.
It's on the contrary, absolutely. I think the main point of any sub-governance, whatever it is to just take some of the so take part of the job of the main governance, having expertise in a field, and just move forward constantly.
Yes, but right. But it's important too to understand that every individual might have their own vision. So of course, that's part of the chat to come to consensus. But the idea is first to come to a consensus, right? Because it seems to me that in certain cases, coming to a consensus takes weeks. That's not a very good decision-making process. So it needs to be where people take it on themselves to actually bring something and say, look, this is what I did. I did this. Please evaluate it. Rather than saying, hey, we should do this, and then seeing, waiting for something to happen. So
I'm seeing it a bit different. I see it as the sub-governance forms a plan of actions. With lots of bullet points, which are added, discussed, and are fixed to some extent. So you have a big plan, and when it comes to making things happen, you just pick a point, discuss. It's okay if I do it? Yes, okay, go for it. So you won't be having much traction if you have a long list of things that could be done. And when it shortens to several points, there might be some traction. But before that, I can see it happening, really.
Well, I agree and disagree. Because in that case, what you're going to have is you're going to have everybody just proposing things, which is fine to an extent. But the idea is to actually get results. And you're never going to get results if you're going to just keep proposing and proposing and proposing and proposing.
You have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, which
that's right.
Different proposals, fixed, you can just say, okay, let's make 20 bullet points or 50. It's really the matter of the size of the field that is covered by this sub-governance. So, okay, 20. Okay, fixed. Go. Fix 20 points and move to the realization. I see it like this. Not just talking and chatting, because chatting might be, a full day job.
Yeah, which seems like the case. I mean, I'll take the DGO sub-governance as a example. Guys like Roman, the two Romans, they saw that the voting process was complicated. They didn't ask anybody anything. They just went and made something, and they put it on the forum, and they put it on the in the chat group and say, "Hey guys, why don't you try this?" And you know what? Some people said, "Well, no, because we can't trust. We can't put our seed phrase into something that we didn't create." Others said, "It's great. It's fantastic, and it works." Right. So there's a classic example of how something can happen. Right. Somebody just takes initiative, presents an actual working solution, and then everybody comes and says yes or no, and that's fine. And if they say no, that's also fine, right? Because it's it's again consensus, but there's something to actually click, touch, use. This is important, right? That's very important. That's how subgovernance moves forward. And I agree there should be bullet points, and I agree there should be some kind of a plan that goes without saying. That's almost implied. I mean, you walk into a dark room and try to do something that's ridiculous, but that's step 0, right? Step 1 is actually doing something. Right, taking it on yourself to do something. At least that's how I see it. All right. Do we have? Let's see. Who else has questions here on the call? You can either raise your hand or just speak up. Hector, go ahead.
Hello, Ron. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Oh boy, I'm sorry. It's morning for me, but good afternoon, Ron.
That's okay, man.
Hey. Man, first of all, I want to thank you for the words of today. You know what you've been mentioning.
Hey, I'm sorry. Can you? I'm the only idiot today without a camera. Can you turn on your camera if you can, just so it's a little more pleasant. Thanks.
Oh, Ron, I would love to, but I'm really sorry.
I gotcha. You're like me today.
Yeah, basically, I just woke up like.
I gotcha.
I'm sorry, but
no, it's okay. Believe me, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. All right, go ahead. Sorry for cutting you off.
No problem. Well, first of all, thanks for to everyone, and especially you for the words of today and the info about the subgovernance and how you should just implement just the chit chat and all of that. And I'll be glad to share that with the community so we don't fall into the same things. And well, as a comment, we also hope to attract the Mexican developers to the community. And by the end of the year, hopefully we're doing that. Also finishing the first steps of the development and be ready for, bring more decentralization to Freeton. And right now, Esther will join us also she will add up a little comment. I don't know if she can hear us and she can join us.
I'm
sure.
Yeah. Hey.
Hello, everyone. How are you today?
Good, Esther.
Hello, Esther.
I want to add to the comment that Hector said that several people are ready to join competitions for translation, news, and articles into Spanish. It would be great if we could start attracting more people.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. There's a lot of things happening in both Central and South America right now. There are proposals coming in that deal with things like, for instance, voting audits. You're going to see something come very soon that deals with Guatemala, El Salvador, I forgot the other one, Ecuador, and one other country. I forget the name right now. I don't have it in front of me. You guys, when that comes out, I'm going to definitely ask for you guys to actually join and try to help that. So yeah, that's fantastic. Just waiting for you guys to sort of finish the proposal.
Okay. We will. Oh man, we've been struggling a little bit, but we'll do it as soon as possible, Ron.
Awesome.
By the way, we have a Mexican developer in TON Labs team. So once other, you will get a full support in Spanish, I guess.
Okay, thanks. That's
yes, Jose, right? Jose. Yeah. I thought he was in Spain.
Nope.
No? Okay. No. All right. Okay. Well, yeah. Awesome. Really cool. Okay. More questions, please. Questions. Come on. Questions. Hector, if you can put your hand down in the chat, that'd be great. Thanks.
Yes. Sorry. I'll do it right away.
No worries. All right. If we have nothing more in the call, let's just go ahead and go to YouTube. Yeah. All right. Question 1. What is the maximum allowable size of the subsidy that can be allocated to partnerships. Okay, so all right, this is exactly what we were talking about, right? First of all, it's not a, well, I guess you can call it a subsidy, but I hate that word. It's not a subsidy, right? There are no subsidies, and there is no maximum or minimum amount. There is a guideline. You can actually go to the forum, forum.freeton.org, and you can just search guide, partnership guide, and you'll actually see it. Look, it's like this, okay? When we first started accepting proposals for partnerships, nobody knew what would happen. I mean, it's like anything else. You have to learn to walk before you can run. And what we found out very quickly is that the whole give me a bunch of tokens up front thing just doesn't work, not for the community, not for anybody, not for anything. There needs to be a verification process of the data. There needs to be a verification process of the amount of users. The value has to be there, right? So it depends on the value, right? So if you're, let's say I don't know, CEO of Facebook, and your avatar is just a false name, and you're actually Mark Zuckerberg, and what you want to do is bring 2 billion users to the network, I don't think there's going to be a lot of questions regarding your value. On the other hand, if you have 100,000 users, or you claim to have 100,000 users and people can't verify it, it's a whole different thing. So the way it works is very simple, right? If there is an integration process that you need to go to, and that integration process costs you a certain amount of money, you can basically swap that cost for tokens that will be given to you up front, as long as it is justifiable, meaning you have to provide how many developers are you going to have, how many people are you going to have working on this, what's the length of time, et cetera, et cetera. All the details have to be very, very specific. It's like anything else. I mean, you can almost call it like an RFP, right? Like a request for proposal. It has to be very, very specific, so that people know what they're paying for, because you're asking the community for money. You know, Free Ton isn't a VC, right? We're not a bank. We're here for value, just like you are. We bring you value, you bring us value. You have to justify that value in tokens. What exactly you're bringing, and how much do you need to get started? Whatever you need to get started, as long as it is reasonable, that's the maximum amount. Anything after that is KPI based, right? Key performance indicators. You have to bring something, show the result, and then you get the next round of tokens. I don't want to even, I mean, we could call it vesting, but really what it is you bring something, you get something, and that's it. It's very, very simple, right? So I hope that answers your question. The next question is, hi, is it an ERC20 token? I guess he's asking about.
No, it is not an ERC20 token. From where did you get this idea? It's a layer 1 protocol, no ERC tokens, nothing to do with Ethereum. Thank you very much.
I would have said it more diplomatically, but yes, that is correct.
Mention the TIP3, and there's one comment, yeah.
Yeah, well, inside the Free Ton, you have a different types of tokens and token architecture, like TIP3 tokens, which you can use to create any asset or some other interesting things. And all of these 3 tokens, by the way, are open source, as you know. So there are fungible, non-fungible, and UTXO tokens you can use. Not formally verified though yet, so I need to be careful yet with that, but that's the plan. By the way, ERC20 token is not formally verified either.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. There's your answer. The next question is, what's the first use case for TON? Oh my goodness. Jesus, where do I start? Look, there are several. I mean, there's ChatX, which is the OTC bot for trading. There's there's 12 partnership proposals that are being starting to integrate right now. There's Free Ton Shop. There's somebody help me out here. There's a bunch. Poker Ton, Adgram, and on and on. You got to go to the chats, brother. you know, you got to go to the chats.
I'll send the link of the whole structure of the free TON ecosystem.
Beautiful. There you go. Yep. There you go. That's maybe even just put it right here in the put it in YouTube. Put it in the stream. Yeah, there's a lot. I don't know what the first one was. I don't even remember anymore. All right. Next question. When are you planning to start the contest for Rust nodes?
As I said, soon. I mean, we need to do some cleanups and some other additions that just to release it before we release it publicly. And of course, we need to get it ready to the contest stage, which is basically, you know, it needs to be, you know, nicely built and, you know, all that. So the cleanup will take, you know, some time, and also the formulating the contest will have some time. Because we need to decide what contest to run first. Should it be just a DevOps contest first, and then some validator contest and some debug contest or whatever, or like, I'm still thinking about that, but it's soon. It's really soon.
After DePools are deployed, when do you plan to send the locked stake?
I think I already mentioned that.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah, I think we actually mentioned it several times. Just review last week's and the pre-last week's weekly update. We covered it several times. Okay, all right, and then there's a bunch of people just commenting on whose English is better. Okay, we have one question that was written into us. When will there be staking with a TON cryptocurrency smart contract? So wait.
That's DePools.
Yeah, that's DePools. Yeah. So I guess he's asking when.
Exactly.
What's your favorite answer, Mitya?
Very soon.
Yes, indeed. Okay, that's it for.
I mean, there is a process. So the validators need to get through this process. We need to get through the process, and it's just the process has started already. So, like, there is a multi-step process in doing that. We have to go through.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's it for questions. But Ivan, are you here? Ivan.
No, I'm not here. Sorry.
Okay, good. I promised Ivan 2 minutes to make a announcement, so the floor is yours, brother. Go.
He said
well, that was exciting.
But he's not here. What do you want?
I said that I am not here. Sorry.
I thought he was being sarcastic. So you can't make your announcement?
Yes, because like I can't.
Okay, well, that was fantastic. Look,
I just moving out from one flat to another, and that's not the right time. Like, you know, today I will listen, and during the week I will collect good news, and the next stream will be interesting.
All right. Okay. Sounds like a plan. Sounds good. All right. Final call for questions, or we are done. So let's do our signature 3, 2, 1. Who has a question? 3, 2, 1.
Wait, do you want to discuss this, which I just read from Michael Shapkin?
Do we?
I actually don't think this is right.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I don't think, Michael, you should do that. Do we have Michael on the call?
Michael Shapkin? I don't think he's here. Do we have somebody from the, how about this? Do we have somebody from the Ambassador Subgovernance here?
I don't see anyone.
Yeah, which part are you talking about, Mitya? Because there are a lot of parts.
Well, I don't think he needs to pay from his own money to the subgovernance work.
Yes, I agree with that, but there is a proposal that's going up to do that, to fix that, but it's a lot more complicated than that.
Well, I know it's complicated, but still, I don't think
I mentioned it. Mitya, I mentioned that we definitely
maybe it wasn't clear.
pay. Yes,
Yeah,
I
you need
mentioned
to,
it
Mitya,
clearly.
you need to go and look through all of the details.
No, I'm not.
No.
Not about details. I don't want to go into details. I don't know anything about that, but I know that nobody needs to pay from his own money for some work or someone did, and that's just not correct.
That's correct. The only thing is the work needs to be paid out to a deployed multi-sig. Right now, the wallet is Michael Shopkins alone.
Aaron, it's not a problem at all. It's technical issue,
Yeah,
so we will
it's a
do it.
technical thing.
We will do it in one day, so there's no other opinion. So there's no need for Michael to do it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's
I
correct.
think that there are another reasons that he did so.
Well, we're all here.
Well, what's the reasons?
Because there, how can I say, it's not like a conflict, that miscommunication and this sub-governance, and as I understood correct, that he wants to show that, that work was done. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what he wants to show or not. It's
all
just
was
not,
approved.
It's just exactly.
They should
It's
be paid.
just not the way to do that. Yeah, and no need to do that. We never, like, it's not how this community works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's correct, and we're trying to be like we need to stay human, guys. I know it's some money involved now, and I know money is ugly. Sometimes it brings the ugliness out of people, but it should not really. There is no reason. It's just money. So don't become wrong. Like, you don't want to turn into what Google has turned into, for example. Just don't do that.
Damn right. Damn right. Yep. So yeah. Anything else? If not, I think we managed to fit ourselves into 1 hour for the third time?
I don't think I'm like very biased to Africa, but I think our African future sub-governance led by John, I don't know if John want to say a couple of words, have been struggling with their sub-governance proposal. And they made some drafts. I know John is working on a partnership with Africa Blockchain Institute. I just have an impression that we're judging the poor, not poor, but poor in the sense that we're judging them like as if they're from the Silicon Valley and have been in this business for 20 years. I think we have to be a little bit more meaningful and jump and help on helping the African sub-governance to happen. It has to be quality. There have to be good people. But I know John has like 20 candidates in the pipeline for that sub-governance. So I'm encouraging the community to help. I, on my side, joined and trying to help the partnership with the African Blockchain Institute, which is actually shaping up quite well. There'll be hackathons. There are some teams which is doing blockchain in Africa. But let's help them as a community. There is a good inspiration coming from Hector and his team in Mexico now, so maybe we can kind of learn from that. John, do you want to speak up? Like, what's the bottleneck? Where are you guys struggling, and what are your next steps? Because it's a shame that we kind of lose that momentum on Africa.
Well, thank you, Alex, for your support always. And yeah, there's something that we are doing, and we decided to. I had talked to Ron, and he had given me some kind of a guideline, and we started with the African work group, TON Africa work group, which eventually we want to get our act together and work on the sub-governance document that started last week. So I have been able to start the group with around 20 individuals from 7 countries. So I think going forward, by next week, we'll have some kind of a structure on how we are going to meet the goals. I know for us to be able to have in recognition, there's some work that this group needs to do. Then I can be able to submit it to the community for assessment and maybe eventually we get the sub-governance. I'm not. I'm really looking to get things going, before I put it on the forum. Yes.
Yeah, that's excellent, John. That's excellent. And Alex, if I may, I apologize. I haven't had time to look through everything on the forum. Are you referring to like commentary, like negative commentary on the forum or something like that?
Not exactly. I'm Ron. What I mean, I feel that it's a little bit more difficult for the folks because there could be many people on the call and overall in the community who've done that kind of stuff before, and I'm sensing that they're doing it for the first time. So I'm sensing they need a little bit more patience and support to pull it off. That's all I'm saying. And John, to your end, maybe just ask for explicit support. Like, guys, we are fine on the team. We're fine on whatever educational piece, but help us with some advice on the substance, like specific things that we can do to be helpful to the community. I think you figured the Blockchain Africa Institute one. I think it's a good one. It should be part of the roadmap. But let's come up with a couple of more altogether, that it's meaningful and it's valuable to the community as well.
Yeah, sure. That is on the pipeline. The document with the African Blockchain Institute is one of them, and I think it will cover several countries, including new countries like Rwanda. So we have the CEO of ABI. We are working together on this document. First, we are doing the partnership document, the memorandum of understanding. So I had to merge the ABI kind of way of doing things and merge it with the Freeton way of doing things. Secondly, the hackathon, we are doing it in January. So I'm working on the document with Young and Kayonde from ABI to configure it as a contest so that we can submit it to the community to make that judgment. So those are two documents I'm working on with this team. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I think, listen, I think we can help you with that. There was a lot of, Michael Kabanov, maybe you can help him a little bit. I mean, you've drafted some of the stuff before, right?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a click on the forum. I'm ready to help. I think that I'm not the only one that can help. So sure, ask for help if you need it. Because it can be a real pain to launch something. Real pain. You're under pressure all the time. But asking for help is absolutely okay. Click me on the forum and I'll help you with what I can. No problem.
I'll add you, Michael. I'll add you to one of the chats because there are a few in Africa. And then John, just add Michael wherever his help is like really needed. So let's indeed use a little bit of help here.
Yeah, okay, sure. No problem. Sure.
Okay, fine. I'll forward him the two documents which were completed yesterday. Then he can be able to do his own input, and then we can see from there. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Excellent. Okay. Any more questions? Comments? Angry voices? All righty then. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Cheers. Thanks. No, just thanks.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, gals. Thank you, everybody. We will see you again, same time next week. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you all.